See, that's not
Right,
necessary.
little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction.
Woo.
Forget about your cares. It is time
Really,
to relax at the junction. Lots of
too
cares
much people
and
are having fun with this. And
more
I'm not happy.
when you get
Mm-mm.
to the junction.
Okay, so
I hope the feed don't work.
come on. It's got to show up.
It's enough.
Well,
You've
here,
already done enough. What are
okay.
you talking about? Come on, Jeff. Really? How long?
Okay. We're, fi- we're finally
You
live.
gave me the hiccups. You play country, hillbilly music,
I'm
and now
sorry.
you want to talk to me.
I'm sorry, Fred.
Yeah.
Welcome to the green room. I'm sorry, we're finally live. I had some issues, and I don't know what my problem is. First off,
You have a serious problem.
okay. First off, Mister Ross, let me just tell you, I never said I really know what I'm doing.
No, you never did.
I've never said I really know what I'm doing, and it's obvious because I don't. I've had issues. I had issues, but the one thing
Yes.
the one thing that I'm really surprised because you live because
You want me to leave? You want me to leave the room? Because if you play that just one more time,
all right,
this button here that says "Leave the room"
and I even
or
told
"Leave room." That's me.
I'm sorry.
Do it again. Do it one more time. Go ahead. Go ahead. Especially before Tony or any other partners,
Okay,
check in. Do it one more time, and when they get here, I'll be gone.
no, you know what?
Bye-bye.
I'll put. Oh, I got, I got music for them. I got special music for them. No,
Good.
no, I actually told you, and I'm sorry. I told you that I was going to try to be really nice to you.
You lied.
I, I can't help myself.
What is it about me, Jeff, that makes you want to go there?
Okay,
I'm a nice guy. What the heck, dude?
you're a really nice guy. So, well, we were talking just before we went live,
Yes.
and this is one thing that I know is really true, is the fact that I can have a relationship with you that I can be this way and you can be how you are, and I can't necessarily do this with everybody. It's not
Thank you.
everybody that I can get the same laughs with because our report I just can't do it with everybody. So,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
give
man.
it to you and you give it right back, and
Oh yeah.
I really enjoy it.
And back at you, Jeff. Like I said, for me, just you being able to do what you do and be comfortable with our playfulness, whether it be you, myself, Tony Lindsay, or any other people that we know. Man, it's just fun to be able to do that. I mean, people don't have fun. Everybody's so uptight these days, and for very good reasons. But at the end of the day, if you can have fun with one of your homies and make jokes and tease them, that's the beauty of all of this, along with the music. Honestly, for me.
Well, and we do want to make this show about music and your experience as an incredible singer, and you've sung
Thank you.
with me and my bands a number of times, and as we were talking last Friday with Tony and Tom and you, Carl.
Right.
I mean, you and Tony have been Bay Area legends, really. For how long? How long have you lived in the? Well, don't
Well, I
give us
was,
your age, but
you know what, Tony was a transplant, but I was born and raised in San Francisco.
really,
So yeah, I was born and raised in San Francisco, and a true native, happy to still call San Francisco home. I've left for a number of years to move different places, but I always wanted to come home. San Francisco's, always has been and always will be my home. Even though I live in Oakley now, and that's late. You can
wait,
go
wait,
there later,
where
but
where do you
it's
live?
San Francisco area.
S-
Say again.
Well, I wasn't aware of any cow pastures and sheep. You know,
Not in San Francisco. Now, see,
Oh,
here we go again.
I'm,
I
so
thought you were gonna wait on this.
I'm trying to get a visual of where you actually live.
Dude, you don't have to get a visual, Tom. Let me tell you something, Jeff. Leave this alone. Wait for Tony. See, he's gonna catch up with the where I live. You
Okay.
don't have to go here now.
All right.
But Oakley is, for those of you that don't know, Oakley is out by Brentwood, Antioch. The Concord, the CC
Out
area.
there. You're way
Cocoa.
out there.
I'm way out there. Yeah.
Uh,
Like what is it Tony said last week? You had to pass a couple of cow pastures to get to me.
yeah. It
He
takes
wasn't lying.
hours. It takes like 5 hours to get out there.
No, see, that was a lie. See, Tony, he has no conception of time. Have you ever noticed he doesn't wear a watch? You ever noticed that?
I've never
No
noticed.
conception of time.
I've never noticed that.
No, he doesn't wear any jewelry. Notice that. He's always on time, mind you, but the man doesn't wear a watch. How he gets his time? From his phone, maybe his car. He got a fancy car. Tony got a fancy car?
No, I didn't know he's got a fancy car.
Well, he's always had a fancy car. He's Tony Lindsay. He got a lot of money. I tried to borrow some, but the brother wouldn't hook me up.
Oh, man.
But he said he loves me. But it's cool. It's cool.
There's a couple of things I want to ask you just about you, though,
Sure.
because I've known you for a while, but because we've only done what we've just started doing. We've only just had this kind of banter from the day I met you. We just have been this way.
You and I totally.
Completely. And I don't know what it is. I'm kind of this way with everybody, but with you, it's exceptional. It's just
it's a different level.
It's like Michael Jordan. It's that level.
And you know what? And it's all, it's also been totally, because I used to wonder, I go, what makes him think it's okay to play with me like this? But it was always cool. We always had, like you said, we always had this thing. And I really do, honestly, Jeff, I appreciate you as much as I feel like you appreciate me as friends, but mostly musicians, because you gave me a lot of work as well in the Bay Area. And I much appreciate it.
Well, I thank you for that. I do want to know a little bit more about what you did before I met you. Give me a little bit. The Wee Ellis thing. That's the one thing that was pretty cool that you did.
Yeah, you know what? Out of all the gigs that I've done, and I can say this, and I got to actually back up. My first band was a band called the Soul Sensations, and it wasn't my band. It was Stephen Todd Duncan and all his comrades, and they were just amazing. But from there, it just kept growing. Then, Andrew Ernst came in, and that became SAS. But when you talk about the wonderful bands that I've had the pleasure of playing with, the Family Stone Experience, which were members of Sly and the Family Stone. Again, one of the things I'm blessed to say is that how many people get to say that I played with Cynthia Robinson, Jerry Martini, Rose Stone, Greg Rico. The only ones that was missing was Sly and Larry. But all the people in that band, when it was put together by Jerry Martini and Greg, were just amazing. And I spent 4.5 years with them. And honestly, Jeff, I tell you, what an experience. What a freaking experience. And then I turned around at the same time and got a chance to, shortly thereafter, because I recorded this gospel CD with the legendary Wee Ellis. And it took off in Europe. And Pee Wee called me, and I hope he doesn't see this because I'm a mimic it. And he said, Earl, how would you like to go to Europe? Did I really need to answer that? Anyway, Pee Wee turned out to be not the most amazing teacher and boss, but the man took me around the world after that. I'm still blown away about it. And then because of that, I just posted a CD just recently that, not a CD, but a video of us doing something with John Mader and all the members of the band back then. It was just crazy cool because it was just 15, 20 years ago. And man, to be able to say that I was on stage with Wee Ellis, Fred Wesley, Maceo Parker, John Mader, and all the European cast that were on the gig, Chef Lowe, the list goes on. But if you look at the video, and it's on my Facebook page, you'll see it. What an amazing time. And again, I feel so blessed to have said that I played with both of those groups. Now, let me even slip one other in. The amazing local band that made history, Tower of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Got a chance to go on tour with them. You know, it was a week, maybe a week and a half, I forget. But man, what a connection I made with those guys. And just being able, I always wanted to be that lead singer. It didn't happen, but I did because I did the tour. And it was just so much fun. And again, the Bay Area's best, kicking it. And I've had the chance to say, I played with some of the best in the Bay Area, and they've gone ballistic. You know, they're world renowned. You know, Sly and the Family Stone, Tower. And I play with some of I'm not going to start dropping names because that gets old. But it's been wonderful for me to be able to have had a career this long and say that I played with some of the best in the game. And not to promote us so much, but most of them are right here in the Bay Area. People outside this area, Jeff, for me, that live in different parts of the country, they come here and they grab talent. If you Google it and you see it, you'll know what I'm saying. They come here and they grab this West Bay sound. We do have a sound. We always have, and we always will. And I'm thankful and grateful for that. I really am.
Well, there's a couple of things that you're saying that I just want to point out that there was a time when San Francisco was the mecca where everybody in the country wanted to go in the late 60s.
Absolutely.
And from that point on, and even before, but this is what I know from the time I lived there in 1980 all the way up to 2008 when I moved to LA, is that the Bay Area has a core group of people. Now, it isn't very big, you know. I mean, there's lots of musicians, but there's a handful of people that are just the guys.
Yeah.
And they have a feel and they have a sound and they're around, and those guys go and they do gigs, but they always come back. And there's something about the Bay Area guys that it's like a brotherhood.
Exactly.
It really feels like a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood.
There isn't a lot of them. There's not a lot of guys.
No, not, you know, and not anymore. I think back in the day, like back in the late 60s and the 70s.
Hey, do you
there were?
Oh, I just lost.
Oh, Lord.
Did you recognize
Good.
that? Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was probably the weird one.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you were in the middle of saying something about the brotherhood, and then guess who?
And then all that noise came in.
Yeah. I missed. I went to answer, and then he hung up. So I'll tell
him to
call back.
He'll call back because he's weird like that.
Yeah.
But I was going to say this about the brotherhood, and this is the one thing that I wanted to touch on as well. It's always been very much here in the Bay Area, that brotherhood, that we love each other. It's not a competition. It's all, we just love each other, and we all trying to do what we do to create music that people love and enjoy. Another group another legendary group that I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd never, ever play with, Lydia Pins and Cold Blood. I play with them right now if, we were able to play. What a joy to actually say, finally, I got a chance to hang on stage with Lydia. And so I'm saying all this to say it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood, Jeff. It's the music.
Yes, it is. And somebody
You're going to keep doing that? You're going to keep pushing that switch, aren't you?
Well, he's on now.
Who's he?
Are you tired of talking to him yet?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, here we go. I knew it.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Why don't you go to sleep?
Can you hear, Tony, can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay. Can you hear Fred? Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Can you hear me? I don't want him to hear me. He's gonna say wrong things.
This is Lily and Freddie. How you doing?
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, pay no attention to that man that you can't see. He's
I
weird.
haven't seen you since before the beginning of the pandemic, Freddie.
Tony, really?
I really miss you.
Your name is Tony, and it's not with an I, okay? Your name is Liz. You're nasty and weird.
Don't make me come over.
Ladies and gentlemen, see, you know what? This is my line. Don't you make me curse. I don't want to turk. So be nice, Tony. Be nice.
See, my dog never starts barking until I get on the phone.
You know what? Well, why don't you get off the phone?
You see what I'm saying? Let me.
You're calling in for abuse. That's all.
And I don't know what the heck it is. They follow you when they do it. You know what the hell is that?
I don't know. T. It happens here as well.
I came out in the garage now. Watch. It ain't gonna be too long before she come out here barking.
Hey, maybe she's barking at you. How about that one?
Yeah. So what are you guys been talking about, man?
Well, what we just been talking about singers and the how the Bay Area musicians sound like a brotherhood. And Tom texted and said that he thinks that Fred looks angry.
Still?
All the time.
Yeah.
What am I?
That was his nickname, the Angry Black Man. You know that.
Hey, see, Tony. Now look, we're not gonna go here tonight. I didn't do this on your show. Why you messing with me? What's wrong with you?
But he's real sweet, though. He's a sweetheart.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, T. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Don't even sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just can't be that nice to Fred. I don't know how to. I'm really having a hard.
None of you guys do. Why are you guys so mean to me? What did I ever do to you?
No, nobody's mean. See, and he knows it. He's just playing along with it, but he knows when we fooling around like that with him all the time. Man, he knows exactly how we got these things in our heart for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He really knows.
You know what I'm saying? That's the official Tony Lindsay line. You know what I'm saying? And I do. And thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. You know, I guess you're mean, but you don't mean no harm.
There ain't many other cats that I can call up at different times of the day. Well, sometimes he'll answer his phone, and when he don't answer his phone, I leave him a nice singing message on his voicemail all the time.
Wait. Hey Tony,
that's when you should be calling someone else.
Hey Tony, did you hear this? Did you hear this?
Petticoat Junction.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, I told him that you would enjoy this, and I don't appreciate it. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, you got to get. Hey Jeff, you got to get the other one.
Which one?
Oh,
Green Acres. Green Acres.
Green Acres and Petticoat Junction were like the two probably right next to each other.
See, stop.
I think you had to go through one to get to the other one, didn't you?
Absolutely. You had to take a train and stop by Petticoat Junction and fill up with water on your way out to Green Acres.
And once you get out to Petticoat, you got Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, Uncle Joe, and Betty Joe.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, how you know so much about all that? I'm just asking. You ever live at Petticoat Junction? Sounds like it.
Hey, you used to watch Petticoat Junction just like the rest of us. Come on now. They had some fine young girls on there.
You sound like you live there. You sound like
Betty Joe, Billy Joe, and Bobby Joe.
I don't really remember all the girls. But the girls were cute.
I just told you they were. Yeah. Billy Joe, Bobby Joe, and Betty Joe.
You just named them, right?
Oh,
you watch that way too much, Tony.
It always cracked me up in the lyric too. And there's Joe, he's moving kind of slow. Yeah, I guess he would be, wouldn't he?
You think? You think he's moving real slow, poor thing.
Hey, So I want to say, just get serious for a minute. So I was
Yes.
talking with Fred and Tony. I have you two guys on, and we talked a little bit about last Friday and the amount of. It's really kind of a small world in the Bay Area in terms of musicians, and doesn't it feel like it's kind of like a brotherhood of everybody that's from the Bay Area, live there, working there, and you all feel like you're part of something special a little bit.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Hey, as long as people are not being selfish and trying to hog everything for themselves,
Exactly.
which sometimes we get into a lot of that, but because there's a lot of talent around here, man.
yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I totally agree. There's a lot of talent here, and as long as people, you gotta have to figure out, what everybody does something different. You stay in your lane and don't try to ruffle feathers. It's just the Bay Area is the Bay Area. Everybody knows everybody, and we're just having fun trying to make music for people and show some love. That's basically what it is for me. That's it. That's all.
And
It's a lot different than the LA scene. See, that with you being down there, Jeff. I don't know how much you work playing music down there, but man, it's very different than being in LA or New York or being here. I tell cats all the time, man. And so I tell a lot of them, you know what, you guys better be lucky that you're living here in the Bay Area, because the way some of the cats handle the business here in the Bay Area kind of frustrating sometimes. People not getting back to you in a timely manner, and you trying to book some stuff. Because you make a call down in LA, somebody call you for something. If you don't pick up the phone or don't get back to them like right away,
that's right. That's it.
So I will say this is the difference about the Bay Area. You could call and leave a message and then wait 3 days, and then you get a call back and you go,
I can do
it. Yeah. But you're right. In Los Angeles, as a band leader, you could say, okay, 15-minute break. And as a band leader, walk away. And 15 minutes later, everybody's on the stage waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bay Area, you go back to the stage and you go, oh, where's the band?
Where's everybody?
That's true. It's so true. As a band leader, been there, done that. Looking for
everybody. And then you go, you find them, they're all sitting around the table and say, hey, it's time to go back. And they go, okay, sure. And then just sit there.
Yeah, it's a different scene.
I was going to bring that up. It's true.
But the other thing you have to remember, though, we have a lot more places to play live music up here than they do down in Los Angeles too.
That is true.
Yeah, that's agreeable.
Yeah,
I agree.
A lot more. I mean, I know a lot of cats down there playing down in LA. They're playing for little or nothing. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Just to play.
Hey, what is it like up there in the Bay? We're down here. You got to be able to show that you can bring enough people in. You have to show up with your guest list and mailing list in order to get them to let you come in and play. You've got to get. And Katja Reicherman is a sax player here, and she opened for Tower of Power, right? And they told her, you can't. We're not paying you to open for Tower of Power at the Rose. You need to tell us how many tickets you're going to sell in order to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's all about ticket sales.
So were the club gigs in the Bay Area actually paying a little, a lot, but they were at least paying something to come and play, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We never did that pay to play. Like because I worked in LA a couple times where you definitely had to pay some money up front. Make sure that their bar, their workers and stuff were taken care of. Just in case you didn't bring a crowd in to take care of it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, Daryl Anderson, John Mader, and Tom Politzer, they're all watching. Just some names that you guys might know. Jamie Brewer is watching.
Where's Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie, what's up, boy? I wish I could see you, man. John Mader, my dog. I wish I could see all this, but I'll check it out later. I miss all you cats, man. Jeff, let's talk a minute too about, like I said, Tony came up with the Soul Soldiers thing, and I was so impressed with the concept when he brought it to me. I was like, yeah, man, we need to do this. And he named off the cast that he would like to have be involved in it. But all the players, the singers, dude, phenomenal. I went, come on, T, just sign me up.
Oh.
That's all I get. Just sign me up. And honestly, dude, this is probably one of the best projects that I've been involved in a long time. Because like Tony said last week, everybody gets a chance to shine. He's not that hard-nosed cat because it's all about Tony. Nope. He said, no, everybody. I mean, musicians, singers, everybody gets a chance to shine. And I really love and appreciate him for that, because that's called being unselfish. It's not always about you just because you're the boss or the band leader. You know what I mean? It's about you. It's about your name. But what about your band? What about the cats that are helping you sound the way you sound? That to me is the key. That to me. And I thank you, Mr. Lindsay, for that.
Hey man, hey, I'm happy that that everybody that I wanted to do it could do it. There were definitely a couple people that I wanted to do it, and they were honest with me and said that they had too much going on.
Yeah.
But what we ended up with is it's great, man. I like doing that. You were playing a bunch of music that people haven't heard or in a
long time.
Especially live, and we were able to turn a lot of corners with mixing it up with Janice doing the female side.
Come on, man. Bringing her in was brilliant.
And it's a fun band, man.
It really is, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not speaking so highly of it because I'm involved, but I'm speaking highly of it because if you really enjoy music and you like old school music, that music that made you feel good, music made you remember something, that's the music for you. And I'm not saying that I don't get that with the bands I play with, but I'm saying with the Soul Soldiers, it's right there in the pocket. It's so prevalent, and it's just feel good music. And if you like to feel good, that's the music you want to hear, and it takes you back. It just does.
Yeah.
What as an observer of you two, neither one of you have ever come off to me on stage, especially that, hey, I'm the star. You've always been a group effort, and anything that I've ever seen you guys involved in, when you're performing with the band, you feel like a band. You feel like you're all there together doing it. And especially back when I was watching Spangalang and Fred, whenever I've worked with you, the guys are always, it's a group thing, and nobody's ever out as going like, hey, I'm the guy.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And actually, that does happen in Los Angeles a lot.
Oh, I know that, and I've been there, done that, and that's what I'm saying. I really appreciate that about Tony, because it's Tony Lindsay's Spangalang, it's Tony Lindsay's Soul Soldiers, but that's not the vibe that you get on stage. If you don't believe me, ask anybody on the stage, especially Janice, Maxie Reed. For me, we all in this industry as vocalists have to have some sort of an ego, but you keep your ego in check, because it's not about you per se. It's about the sound. It's about the group. It's about what's making it work that makes people want to come back and see.
Yeah,
that's what that's about.
Hey, the big reason why I always tell folks when I'm on these gigs, I like to get these posters made up with everybody's photo on it. That's
agreed.
So agreed. We see your picture and you see your name and stuff on there. So it's a group thing and it's a show.
It's a show.
Tony, as it says, Tony Lindsay presents. That's what I like.
Exactly.
Presents the Soul Soldiers. So we're all getting that spotlight, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of fun, man. I have a good time.
It really is, Jeff. You know what? Like I said, I know you've seen the show as well, but for those who haven't seen it, I got to tell you, when we get past all of this, you got to come see the show. And if there's anything that ever touched your soul in a song that touches you, I promise you, Tony's probably gonna call us and say, "We're getting ready to learn this," and it's probably something you already know and love. I'm just saying.
you can find on YouTube. You can find Soul Soldiers videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw something that was like, so
Or
what
you
did
can,
that get posted?
or you can drive out to Fred's house, and he's got a big screen out there, like it's like a drive-in movie in the backyard, and he got a big screen that he can show you these Soul Soldiers.
That's a dirty lie.
You know,
You are
got enough room out there. He could probably, do a drive-up parking. You people can drive up and sit in their cars.
Man,
I just want you folks to know they're lying.
bigger than Dodger
They're
Stadium.
lying.
It's bigger than Dodgers.
Oh yeah, got plenty of room.
You know what? You ain't even been out here, Tony, so shut up. And you either, Jeff. Okay, let's go with the country stuff. Hey, when you have nothing else to say, play to go ahead and play.
Yeah, boy, that's my song there. That's Red's song there, right there. Boom.
You guys are so
Fred, hey, Fred, your phone is going out.
Check this out. You guys want to hear this one? Rebecca just said, we don't have that much room out here because guess what? The cows are taking it over.
Fred,
Okay.
Fred, your phone is going out. It's like we can't hear you.
Oh, that's good. That means I need to go.
Okay, everything you just said, we didn't hear.
Didn't hear.
Good. You want me to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay. Rebecca said that there's nowhere else. What'd you say?
Not that much room.
Oh, that's not right. There's not that much room out here because you guys were saying there was so much room. There's not that much room because the cows are taking it over. Okay.
The cows are taking it over. Oh, Tony,
Yeah,
you were right about the cows.
I told you.
Shut up, Tony. Nobody even like you. You just can sing, okay?
He got some fresh fertilizer out there.
Yeah.
Hey, he used the fertilizer.
Anything can grow out there. Anything.
Hey, Janice, can you call in, please? Anybody? Tom, I need some help. They're killing me here. They're killing me, man.
Oh.
Hey, Jeff, have I ever told you that Tony calls and leaves the most ridiculous messages anybody would ever want to hear? And none of them are very nice either. But hey, ridiculous.
It's real easy for that not to happen. All you have to do is answer the phone when I call.
Just because you call don't mean I have to answer you, bro. Like I ain't got nothing else to do but wait on your call.
You want to
What's
answer
wrong with you?
Message? I'm leaving the juicy one. Juicy.
And Jeff, he
I know you see that.
Juicy, nasty. What? It's like, really, Tony? Really? Is this what you're gonna leave on my phone?
Oh, Fred,
Okay.
Fred, what are you doing out? You don't got anything to do out there anyway. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to answer the phone, right?
Wait.
Jeff.
What?
Jeff, didn't we discuss this earlier that you weren't going to join in with him? Didn't we talk about that?
Jeff,
Yeah.
He's got work to do in the barn.
Oh,
Hey, I got your barn, bro. I got your barn. Okay.
Got to be showing that hay around here.
Ain't no barn out here, bro. Okay.
And like I said last week, that rooster starts at 4:35 in the morning.
Man, you know what, T? But I tell you this. You know what? I have to humbly agree with you. There is a rooster about maybe 5 houses down, and he does crow in the morning.
what are you? Oh,
I don't hear him all the time, but sometimes, yeah. It's like, and you have a rooster? Why? Okay, this is Oakley. This ain't.
no.
Never mind.
Well,
No.
wait. I
What?
keep getting confused about what it's really like where you live because I know there's cows.
Look,
I know there's
you're getting really confused.
yeah because and then I know there's a rooster, but then you say but don't say we're not in the country because you're really in the country. Basically, is what you're saying. You've got roosters,
Arnold's out there too.
right?
You guys are starting to piss me off, and I'm gonna start swearing. and you don't want that on Facebook, okay? I'm just asking you guys.
Arnold's
Leave me alone. You know how I am. No, really, because you know I'm going there in a minute. So just stop, please.
So
we're gonna talk about the music.
okay,
What?
The Soul Soldiers.
Yes.
Actually, with
Back to the
Fred,
Spangling. We talking about him.
on him to say hi.
What?
But he needs to tell you what he's got going on.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Okay, Fred,
Who?
what's going on with your music?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you doing? What music?
Say again.
What do you have going on with your music? What are you doing? What's your projects that you're working on? The Fred Ross project. What is it?
You know what? Right now, honestly, I've been working on I've been working on other people's projects. You know, I just finished. It was actually Tony and I. What was that thing we did, Tony, with Dave Matthews? It was last year when we recorded, but it got released.
Oh yeah.
And and Dave's put it out there, and Tony's on it. Oh, it's a bunch of people. And it's a great CD. And I was really happy to be a part of that. There's another project that's supposed to be coming out with Paul Tillman Smith, and it's got Lenny Williams, Derek Hughes, myself, and a bunch of other local artists and musicians on it. That should be out maybe by July, from what I last heard. In the meantime, you know, I'm slowly, you know, kind of working on my own stuff, and hopefully getting it done by the end of the year. Because I really am excited about doing another Fred Ross CD. Because it's been a while. It's been a long time, actually.
Do you have a setup? Do you have a studio set up there? Tony can help you out with that.
I'm getting ready to do that. We talked about that today. I had a setup in Pacifica, but once we moved out here, never got it hooked up again. But I've really got to do that. And like I said, I've got some people working on some projects. And as far as musical stuff, because I don't want to write everything, because sometimes I have to co-write, because ego's a different perception of what I'm feeling and what they may be feeling, put it together. We have a collaboration. And so I'm working on that stuff as well. So I'm hoping by the end of the year that there'll be a new Fred Ross CD out for everybody to check out. Yeah. I'd like to do something with country that was on the line, but he's so busy and he's expensive.
Who is that? Country
Lindsay. Oh, I said country. I'm sorry. I meant Tony Lindsay.
Oh, you were talking about Tony.
Exactly. I said country Lindsay, but I meant Tony Lindsay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I want to do like a duet even with him on my CD. And
oh yeah.
Yeah. And hey, a duo, not duet. Yeah, so see, there I go cussing. See. Anyway, I'd love to do something with him. And I got some other like I said, people of mine that are, you know, kind of co-writing some stuff with me, hopefully for an upcoming CD. And then Wee Ellis has said that hopefully after this COVID is done, we have some tours and stuff set up for next year, hopefully. But we'll see. In the meantime, just trying to stay strong, healthy, and I can't wait to play again. I want to sing. I want to see the fans, you know?
I want to see you guys sing together.
It's fun.
Yeah, like
it's fun.
How cool? What have you ever thought about getting all of the guys together in the Bay Area, singer, like all you guys singing? You were mentioning Calvin Tillery and Derek Hughes, and what and maybe Nick Beer. What about all of you guys getting together and doing something?
That would be. I mean,
that would be sweet. Kenny Washington.
That would be cool. Kenny Washington.
Man, I love to have him on stage with me.
And all you guys like do a project where you're all singing to. I mean, that would be really cool.
Well, actually,
Tony, you can address this.
A few years ago, matter of fact, I still got this groove on my up at my studio somewhere in my program that I worked on this groove where it was about the cats that I'd here in the Bay Area, musicians, singers, and all that. I'd become friends with, and I had the song set up there where everybody was going to sing a couple lines in the verse, and then we all sing the chorus together, kind of thing. I never did finish the tune, but maybe I'll break that sucker out.
You should, dude.
This is a time to do that and bring all of the Bay Area singers together.
I mean, it would be totally cool. I mean, and I think initially this was Tony's intention with the Soul Soldiers in the first place. And like he said, he asked everybody that could do it. He had people in mind when he came up with the concept, which, like I said, I thought I would just happen to be part of anyway. But as it turned out, it worked out great. The concept that it is now. But I'd love to do a totally male thing, kind of like the Temptations, or but not. You know what I mean? Just the voices.
Yeah,
I think that'd be crazy cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Before we can do any of that kind of stuff, unless cats have their own setup to where they could, lay down their vocal part and just send stuff back, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Right.
Which is the way pretty much all recordings are going these days.
Come on, man.
And
I got to buy a new computer because of your words last week.
Well, I'm telling you, man. Hey, get that Apple, man.
I'm in.
Because see, what when you're getting, especially when you're first getting started in doing this stuff, you want to work with a program that's going to be simple enough to help you learn how to sequence and record stuff and all that. Because once you get the basic idea and structure of that with these digital recordings, you can pretty much use any software. I mean, Pro Tools is probably a little bit more difficult than a lot of them, but
the Logic,
most of them are pretty easy to work with. And once you get that concept, man, it's nonstop.
Fred, you're going to be writing songs when you get that new. He is actually getting a new computer, and he's said he's going to get rid of his Android phone.
I didn't say that, Jeff. You lied. I didn't say about my phone. I don't want no Apple phone. I don't mind the Apple computer, but I don't want the phone. Okay? I don't want the phone.
Okay, so then you get your computer, get a USB mic, and you get yourself a little keyboard, and you're good.
That's it.
I got a keyboard now. I got a cool keyboard, so this is gonna totally sequence with the new computer I get, which I'm excited about.
You got to make sure that it's got a USB on it so that you can plug into the.
Oh, it does. Oh, absolutely, it does. The keyboard I have. Oh yeah, it does. Man, it's got USB on, so I'm cool. I mean, that's why when you started talking about it last week, and I talked to my boy Gino Blacknell, who also does stuff like this, and he produces and. He's just a hell of a keyboard player. But he told me the same thing you pretty much did. And I just went, you know what, next week, like I told Jeff today, I'm going in. I've been a Droid and PC guy just forever, and it's time to upgrade.
Apple stuff, they make everything easy and simple to operate and get into it. And I'm telling you, man, like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it, and that ain't no.
You said that last week, and I died laughing. I went, "Okay, maybe it is time for me."
That'll make up for you living where you live.
You know what, Jeff? You told me you lied. I told you that we wasn't gonna do this today. You're supposed to be on my team, Tony. Come on, really? Tony don't even like you, man.
No,
really, he's a liar.
Room to build a studio out there.
You could build a studio in your barn.
He don't like you, Jeff. He talks about you like you got a tail. I'm just saying. Really? Tell it, Tony. Go on and tell him what you said yesterday.
The other thing, Jeff, he can make as much noise out there all night, and it ain't okay. Be bothered by the noise, so it's cool because he's out there.
Yeah. There you go.
See, this is why this is what I'm telling when I want to tell on you. See, Jeff, he don't like you, man. In front of Facebook world, Tony Lindsay really don't like you. He talks about you behind you.
I'm gonna come out there and see you, man.
See, now I got him to come see me. He wouldn't come see me.
I'm gonna leave in about an hour, and I'll probably get Sunday morning sometime. It'll take me that long to get out there.
You know what, Tony? You haven't been out here, so you don't know how long it takes to get out here. So stop playing that game, and that's a lie.
About a day and a half, isn't it?
No, bro, it's an hour and a half from your house. an hour and a half from your house.
A long time.
Shut up, Jeff.
That's a long
No,
time.
See,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to get nasty.
An hour and a half.
Janice, anybody, Tom, can y'all call in? I'm getting ready to get ugly.
Yeah, well, you know, Tom has said a few times you look like you're angry again.
Tom, look who I'm talking to. Tom, if you're still listening, look who I'm talking to. Do I look like I'm angry?
Tom,
Yeah.
Tom said he finally just switched to an iPhone, and he's really happy that he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell Tom I'll take that in consideration. I promise. Just because he said it. But
Oh.
look at these two and remember this. Look who I'm talking to. Am I angry?
Well,
I love you guys. You guys are sick.
all right.
This has been a blast. Where's Janice at? She's supposed to come in. She baked on me.
We're not done yet. I still want to, we still got to tell the story about me and you in Denver, and this guy rolled up
Dude.
horse and buggy.
Oh, dude.
I never knew.
You gonna bring this up?
Yeah, I never knew Fred would really get mad. I mean, and I've heard stories about angry Fred, and they angry black man. And then this guy pulls up in a horse and buggy and looked at the three of us like there was me and Fred and John Gove, trombone player, said, "Hey, hey,
Yep, John Gove.
You want to ride? You want to ride in the horse and buggy?" And I forget what else he said, but I thought Fred was going to.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Did he get down into the karate stance when he did?
Shut up, Tony.
He was. Oh man, he was ready to go off. And I don't blame him because the guy was really rude and kind of an
He
ass.
was rude.
He didn't.
And what he was suggesting was absurd.
No, I didn't know that Tony even owned nunchucks until.
No, Fred does.
I mean, yeah, but Fred, I didn't even know.
Tony, stop giving up my business. Shut up.
I didn't know that he was on a cover of a.
I wasn't, Jeff. That's Tony's bull.
Karate today.
You know what? See, I'm trying not to cuss. I swear. Jeff,
What?
I was never on karate anything. Tony is out of his mind. Okay.
Okay. All right.
You have to realize this.
I'm pretty sure I saw it. I thought that was your picture on there. So
You know what? You didn't have your surgery, your eye surgery then. You was wearing glasses and there were sunglasses. It wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Well, when did you take karate lessons, Fred?
Back in, I was like 15 years old.
When you were 50, and how long did you do karate?
You know what? I'm telling people too much of the business. I don't want them to know, but for years, and then I even taught students at a sacred art school.
You were a karate teacher
At one time.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll still smack him. I'll smack him and run though.
I wish you would. I hope you do one day, so I can have that excuse to say you practice on yourself, boy.
Funny.
With my broken leg and all, I'll smack him and run. He ain't gonna catch me.
He ain't getting no kiss.
No, he said you were never gonna catch him.
I can catch him. Well, not now, but back in the day I could have. I probably can still catch Tony now. Oh, yes, I can. Because he just went to physical therapy today. So I know his knee ain't working very well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, let's talk about your mess, bro. Let's talk about that.
Like
Yeah.
I'm in recovery now.
Oh.
Yeah, tell it now. Go on, tell the truth. Yeah, try to run. I bet I catch you now. I ain't in recovery with my knees. I can run. And when I catch you, beat you like you stole something. Because you're my brother and I love you. Come on.
So now, how do I go on to watch the rest of what you guys doing?
Just hang up and go to my Facebook page.
Okay.
And
because I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and talk, and
all right,
because I don't want to be taking Fred's taking up his time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You ain't taking up my time, bro. I took up yours last week and it was fun. And thank you for chiming in. It's always good to hear your crazy voice because you know I love you and you know this.
Back at you.
All right. Thanks for
calling.
Bro.
All right, you got it.
Right.
Let's talk soon.
All right, TL. All right, bye.
So, Tony, God,
If you call me Tony one more time,
Fred.
Sorry.
Hey, can I find your Fred Ross album on iTunes or anything like that?
You can find The Law According to Fred Ross, which is a Strokeland.
Strokeland.
Thing. Yeah, it's on Strokeland. That and my first CD, Dignity. Both of those should be on iTunes, and if they're not, you can always find them on YouTube. Both of those.
Okay.
The Wee Ellis Live and Funky with Fred Wesley and myself. That's on YouTube as well.
Oh, I got another caller. I was gonna play.
You know when you're really sick. According to Fred Ross, which is a Strokeland.
Tom, you got to turn. Yeah, you got to turn your.
I did it.
Okay.
I didn't hear the ring.
Come on, Tommy.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing, baby boy?
Fred, your mic went weird again.
Okay.
So this is Fred. You can hear Tom.
I can hear Tom.
You hear me, Fred?
Yeah, he can hear you, but we can't hear you, Fred. It might be okay though.
Let me see.
Your mic goes in and out sometimes.
Your mic goes in and out sometimes, Fred.
Let's keep talking.
I live in Oakland.
What?
Can you hear me now?
No.
No. Let me try it again.
Okay.
I can't hear him, Fred. I can't understand what he's saying.
I can't hear you. No.
Anything now?
Yeah, well, I can hear you, but you're just.
I know. It's just, dude, the signal out here sucks. And,
it's just the internet connection. You know?
It's just the internet connection.
It's just really bad.
When we're out there in Mayberry, it's Mayberry, right?
It is.
Without mistaken. And that's the driving internet out there.
So now it's Mayberry, Tom? Really?
It's Mayberry. Yeah.
Oh, this is getting worse.
So
Hey, this isn't working, so I'll call back. Oh, get Fred's mic working, and I'll call back.
Okay. All right. Let's get him.
All right. I'll call you back. Yeah.
Okay, Fred, we got to get your thing. So let's do this. I've got Wee Ellis. Are you on the Riding Mighty High record?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Myself and Lenny Williams. Yeah.
Okay, so I Depend on You.
Yep, that would be me.
Okay, so because your mic is a little goofy, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this.
Do that. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Where I am, you told me what I know. You told me what I have. You gave me what I am. You made me. I depend on you. Yes, I do. Where I am, you told me what I know. You told me what I have. You gave me what I am. You made me. I depend on you. Lord, I know that I'd be lost if you were there to guide my life. There would be no joy in my soul today without your Holy Spirit deep down inside. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be alive today without your grace and mercy to keep me making it all way. I depend on you. Where I am, you told me what I know. You told me what I have. You gave me what I am. You made me. depend on you. Yes, I do.
Fred.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, your mic is back. Dude, you have so much soul. Oh
Thank you.
my God. If I only had a fraction of that, I would be a wealthy man. Oh, so, and now I've also been able to pull up something off of your own album, The Law of Fred Ross. I want to play something off of that.
Okay. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Which one should I play? She's got her own dance, genuine, higher part 1.
Those higher songs is something I wrote with Brian Withcomb, and then we brought in Fred Wesley to play a solo on a couple of those, part 1, part 2, and part 3. But you know what? There's a few songs on there I really like, and then I found that other people like different songs.
Okay, so we couldn't really hear you, but you brought in Brian Whitcomb to write these songs with you.
Yeah, not all of them, just the one else, the higher Brian Whitcomb and I wrote that. The rest of the songs were written by Doc and Jeff Tamalier.
Oh, the rest of the songs were written by Doc and Jeff Tamalier.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I'm just repeating for you because your mic goes in and out a little bit. So let me play higher part 1. And
vocal one, I think.
Here, it came back.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's back.
Yeah, just I turned the phone. Isn't that weird?
It is. So an iPhone would probably not do that.
You know what? Here we go. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Let me play this.
I remember this.
The reasons why people search to get high, and maybe just my opinion, I think music is religion. Gets me high, takes me higher. Music makes me high, sure enough high, takes me higher. Everyone has a say to get high in their own way. Maybe smoke, maybe a drink, coffee, or whatever you think. But for me, a drug of choice is the sound of my voice. Whether I'm fresh or whether I'm old, music gets down in my soul. High takes me higher. Music gets me high, yeah, I'm higher.
So that's Jeff Tamalier playing the guitar solo there.
Yes, it is, and he actually produced, I think, that entire CD. And most of the songs were written by Jeff, and those are the tower power horns and most of the rhythm section, from what I remember.
See, that is so Bay Area. That is so of Bay Area sound, and
totally.
You cannot hear that anywhere else.
Nowhere else.
It ain't going to happen.
Not in this country.
No, no. I mean, it is Bay Area, and it's a And I've talked about this with a lot of people. There is a feel in Oakland and San Francisco, the whole Bay Area, but
exactly.
But it's a feel that is you can't put your finger on it.
It's very unique,
but it's a feel. You don't hear that anywhere else. It's not really laid back, but there's just a different pocket.
It's just a different pocket. Levi Cesar said to me, I was recording some stuff for him for the Paul Tillman Smith CD. See how you are? That's just wrong.
So
when I'm talking, you play that.
well, no, that's my ringtone. That's my ringtone because I
That's not a ringtone. You're sick.
No, that is my ringtone. Hey, Mayberry is my ringtone because I am from ding 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 ding. I grew up in Nebraska. I grew up.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you in Nebraska, boy. That I know. That's true.
Al, come on.
But why you got to do it when you interviewing me? What? Really?
No. Tom called back.
You want to go home? Go home. Don't go home while you're talking to me. What's wrong with you, man?
Tom called back because he could hear your mic working again. So he decided he'd call back and
Tom, don't egg him on, please.
I'm here.
Don't egg him on.
So couple things.
Yes.
I'm not on that CD. That was a badass as heck cut, by the way. You sound friggin' great. But
yeah.
I'm not on that CD. I want to know why I'm not on that CD. The other thing I want to know is how come you never send me any? How come I don't have those CDs?
How come I said what?
Website and buy them.
He wants to know why he doesn't have any of those CDs. I want to know too. Why didn't I get any of those CDs?
I don't know. And I don't know why you guys didn't get any. Actually, it was a time that I was selling them at gigs, and I think that I don't know if Doc was selling them at gigs or not. Whatever. It's old now.
Tom, I know what the deal was. Is Tom Fred is way older than us. We probably weren't old enough
to
put CDs in.
Watch it.
We probably weren't old.
Watch it with the old thing.
Yes,
Fred just had a birthday. Okay, he don't want to hear old. Shut that down.
Well, okay. So were you on that same album that Calvin Tillery was on that I bought when I was 10?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm really dishing it out to Fred.
I know. You know what, Tom? Pay no attention to the man in the booth.
I wanted you to say hi, and I miss Fred, and I miss working with Fred. And when
me too. I miss you too, Tom.
You started playing together in like '97 or something like that. It was just to me, it was like the biggest thing that ever. Like I was mourning the loss of Tony to a certain extent, and then Fred came in and just kind of immediately like took the ball and started running down the field full speed. It was just like but it was always hard because Fred was in such demand too. So that was always hard to always get Fred on the gig if Tony wasn't there. Fred was, Fred's always been in demand in the Bay Area. And, but man, there were so many, especially back then. I mean, there were so many places. Still, like what Tony was saying, there's I think, more places here than LA, but back then, man, it was wonderful.
And you know what, I say this, and Tom, thank you again, because, I don't know if you remember, but you're the reason that I was, subbing for Tony, and you're the reason that you brought me to Spangalang. And because, honestly, Jeff, Tom had really hooked me up with, because Tom and I played with several different local corporate bands, so to speak. And I think that's kind of how we met. But once we got together and we got a chance to get to know each other, he turned me on to Tony and the Spangalang thing. And it was off and running after that. And again, for me, I've always thought that Tom, and I still think this to today, Tom is a phenomenal player that does his homework, handles his business, and the guy, I mean, he does what it takes to get it done. And I'm really happy to call him really seriously one of my dear friends. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know Tony Lindsay right now. Tom hooked me up. And both of these guys are my dearest friends. And I miss working with both of them.
I just made it happen sooner.
Dude, it was so much fun. We always had, like you said, when, and I appreciate you saying that when Tony wasn't there, you guys were stress free because I was going to cover it. One of my favorite things at doing a Spangalang gig, and I think you were on it. Somebody came up to me and said, "You guys really sound good, but you're not Tony." Nobody said I was Tony. Tony's on the road. I mean, so what's your deal? But the part that she said that I really enjoyed was, you guys sound great, but you're not Tony Lindsay. I'm not Tony Lindsay. Tony Sub.
Yeah.
But we had so much fun with that band, man, and it really helped me grow as a vocalist and as a musician. Hanging out with people like David Jones and Tom Pollister and all the rest of the cast in the band. His name is escaping me. I'm having a senior moment. Keyboard player Tom.
Well, we had Peter Boris and David.
Peter Boris. Come on,
man. John Brewer.
John, come on, man. All these cats were amazing.
Yeah. And I think the cool thing about that band is there's a certain freedom to kind of do whatever you want on the gig.
Exactly.
We play a tune, but we, sometimes we play it a lot differently, or it would, like Tony was talking last week. The band's grooving, and the dance floor is packed. You keep playing the tune, which kind of leads to the rest of us kind of doing other things with it. Kind of keep
right. But you guys used to flip stuff in such a certain way. You'd flip a tune so crazy. Like you were saying last week about Tony changing the lyrics just because he could, and he did it well, eloquently, I might say. But then you guys musically did the same things to songs. I remember the first time I heard you guys play Bonnie Raitt's "I Can't Make You Love Me," and it almost made me cry. I was like, I haven't heard it like this. Bonnie Raitt tore it up, but this is just a different kind. It was a different kind of groove, and that's what Spang-A-Lang did back then. And as Tony's doing it again these days, I'm hoping we do that again, because it's just a wonderful sound. It just makes you feel good. Music's about feeling.
Also, the way we used to play "Let's Stay Together," I'm just thinking about that now.
Exactly. Let's Stay Together.
More
Dude, I stole that. Dude, I stole that. And just the two of us, I used to steal that.
You guys keep talking over each other.
Sorry.
There's a mic. I can't hear Fred. Now I can't hear Fred again.
Oh, you can't, Fred?
Nothing.
Yeah, do it again. Can you hear me now?
Not even a scratch.
Okay, now go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now he's there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Oakley.
Tom, Fred goes in and out.
Hey, watch how you say that.
Well, in and out.
well, he is from San Francisco, so he could have
Tommy,
we're not aware of.
Well, I don't want to tell you what before I met Fred, what I heard about him.
Watch it. Watch it. The noon checks are in the trunk. Okay? And I know where you live.
Well, it's nice that you finally got your mic working.
Well, hey, man, you know what? It's technology. I got to catch up, and I have to do what you and Tom just said. I need to go Apple. Next week. I'm going to have some more money. Okay?
Yeah.
How about that?
See if somebody can run an internet line to your house.
Shut up. See, this is the kind of stuff that causes problems. See?
Yeah. I know. Well, Tom, you were talking about when you first met, or when in the late 90s when you were working with Fred. And Fred, you were saying Fred also is how busy you were. When I first tried to get Fred to do gigs, he could never get him because he was always working.
He's trying.
Yeah, you were busy, man. It's like,
honestly, it was a period in my career that I was so busy I couldn't even keep up. And I'm not bragging. I'm just grateful and thankful. There was a time, and I really don't remember quite the years, but there was a time where I spent at least 6-7 months, and I was gigging 18 to 20 days, maybe 22 a month for 6 or 7 months. It was crazy. I didn't even know how I kept up.
Fred, he had an upholstery business with his brother. And
exactly.
I can turn your couch. I don't know. Do you still do that, Fred? I imagine you still know how to do that. But you have an upholstery shop too, right?
Yeah. With me and my brother. Because my family had an upholstery business for like almost 50 years. And then my brother and I, we took off and we did our own thing. And it was great. It was even during the recession that we were being successful, and we had had a store right down on Market Street. It was called Retrospect. And my brother was really, he had a great eye for going out and finding antique pieces, bringing them back and totally restoring them, whether it be wood or just the
Oh, your phone went out again, Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna listen online because
Okay.
I can hear everything really much better. But hey, Fred, I love you, and hopefully we can see each other sometime in the near future. I'll come on. I'll come do some. You got plenty of room with all those pastures, so I can maybe get social distance.
Tom, you could probably play a round of golf on his lawn, on his.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, man. I gotta start off.
All right. Bye.
I'll be listening. Bye bye.
Take care, bro.
So, Fred.
Yes, sir.
You know what? This is great, and I love your records, and I love your voice, and I remember your the upholstery business too.
Yeah.
You did that for quite a while.
Man, my mom and dad had us doing that as kids, doing furniture and doing reupholstery and stuff. And I never wanted to do it, but like my father said, it's better to learn it because you might need it one day. One of the things he always said to me that was really so prevalent, and he says, they'll never make a machine to recover furniture, so you should learn this anyway. I know you want to do something else, but if you learn how to do this, you'll always have a job somewhere in the world. He wasn't kidding. It was true. They're going to make a machine to do upholstery. It's not going to happen. They can't do it. You got to take it off. You got to put it back on. And so from my parents, I really totally loved them for that. Even though it wasn't my destiny was music because I knew it as a kid. It was all about music. But I'm grateful that I still have those skills. And my father did teach me how to work. Just don't be lazy. Find the one thing to do and do that, especially if you like it. And I'm blessed that I have things that I know I can do, and I'm doing them now, and I'm having fun doing it. Actually, I'm going to talk to you later about that. There's a few things I want to show you that I'm actually working on that I think will be interesting to people. It's like, I can do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So hang on. So your mic wasn't working real well. I'm hoping that people could hear it enough.
I know. Yeah.
But I do want to say, and this I forgot about as well, because somebody's reminding me that you play sax.
I was waiting for that to come. I used to play sax in high school.
Wait a minute, hold up. I got an idea. So now say something again.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, try not to get so close.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, just try to stay right there.
Okay. Yeah, I played sax in junior high school and in high school. And then from then on, I went to play with the band, the Soul Sensations. Actually, my boy Todd Duncan.
Hold up. This is what I'm realizing. When you get too close to the phone, the mic cuts out. So if you stand back, it might be better.
Is this way better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So check this out. Here I go again. Back in my junior high school days, I played saxophone. I played into high school, and then my good friend, brother to me, Stephen Todd Duncan, had this band called the Soul Sensations. Great players, and they hired me to play sax. And nobody even knew I could sing that. I knew, but I wasn't, really that confident at the time, except for just doing solo stuff. What ended up happening is that they hired me to play sax, played with them for a number of years, and then our lead singer Bernard Johnson, something happened with him. I forget what was broken something, but he couldn't sing, and all of a sudden, there I was singing, and I never looked back again from the singing thing. It just kind of wasn't. I always knew I wanted to be a singer anyway. I didn't know particularly why, but I just wanted to be in the music industry. I originally started playing flute, sweat sax, and then the singing, and then anything else that I've learned how to play since then is just kind of kicked in because it's something I just wanted to do.
So you played flute. Did you play flute in high school?
I played flute in junior high school.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my very first instrument, was flute, and then I went from flute to tenor sax because the fingering was basically the same.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit of alto and a little bari, and then I stopped. And because I found out by that time that I could sing, and I'm like, we got to do all this practicing when they can just go ahead and sing.
You know, and when you just sing, you don't have to carry any instrument.
You know what, Jeff, and that was really one of the keys, because you still have to practice as a vocalist, as you do if you're playing any instrument. Right. And I did do that, but the one thing that I've noticed since I was challenged by Mr. Rich Armstrong to play saxophone with cold blood, as I'm doing these days.
You are?
Yeah, I play sax with cold blood as well as do lead and background vocals. And it was a challenge from Rich Armstrong about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he said, I remember you play sax, or I heard about it. And so, how about you start playing with sax with cold blood? And I started to say no, but it was a challenge. So I went, let me see if I can bring it back. And it's been really cool because they haven't pushed me to learn all the tunes, learn them on my own time. And it's just fun actually playing again, Jeff. It really is. Am I great? No. But I can play. And it's just fun being part of a session again. And so for that, Mr. Crazy Rich Armstrong, I thank you, my friend, as I'm learning more tunes. And hopefully when this COVID-19 is over with, we'll be able to get out there and do some more music for everybody. Everybody will get a chance to see me playing sax, because most people have only seen it on videos.
Well, you know that Cold Blood, when I was a kid, was one of my favorite bands. And that wasn't that long ago. So I'm just saying, and you're with
that wasn't that long ago when you were a kid.
no, but okay, so now your mic actually just went goofy a little bit again. But now let me ask you: so you're doing? Rich plays a trumpet and all kinds of percussion stuff. Has he roped you into any percussion stuff as well?
No, truth be told, and I hope he sees this, I roped him in because when I was playing at the Starlight Room, and Rich was part of the entourage that I was blessed to have up there periodically, he also used to do stuff for me. He was out of town with Wee Ellis or the Family Stone Experience, and so he would do lead vocals. But I was playing percussion up there. Now all of a sudden, next time I turn around, then Rich has got a little congas and everything up there. I don't know what the hell is this, but he does a fine job, especially.
I forgot about that. That you were at the Starlight. How many years did you sing at the Starlight Room?
14 years.
14 years, yes. And then you got Rich to come in and sub for you.
Rich would come in and sub for me, and then Kid Strand, who was the MD at the Starlight Orchestra, he would come in sometimes, and then he started hiring all the different vocalists like Larry Braggs, formerly of Tower, Tony Lindsay, and the other female vocalists that he would bring in. But Darlene Jones, my partner in crime for years at the Starlight, for I think mostly 10 years, 9 to 10 years, because after that she moved away, and then I just brought my band in, the Fred Ross Project, and we did that along with the Starlight Orchestra.
Yeah, man, there's so much history in the Bay Area between you and all of the people we've been talking about.
Exactly.
And to go back to this idea that it's really a small pool of people when you think about it. Maybe a couple of dozen singers, maybe a couple of dozen drummers,
right,
a couple of dozen horn players, but that's not a lot of people.
No, not at all.
And there's such a small thread that just runs between everybody that we're all tied together somehow in the Bay
That's
Area
right.
music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would like to have been around in the late 60s.
Me too. I mean, I was here,
What?
but I wasn't as prevalent. Now, I mean, then I was just learning the music, like listening to Lydia Benson, Cold Blood,
Right.
Tower of Power, Sly and the Family Stone back then.
So I'm trying to keep up on messages and stuff that people are, tuning in, and
Everybody got something to say.
yeah, Jamie says Fred's really killing me.
Tell James who?
Jamie Brewer says that.
Oh, Jamie. Tell Jamie he's always killing me, but I love him to death. I love that cat. I miss him.
Yeah.
When you coming home, Jamie? When you coming home, bro?
Oh, he threatens to move back. He threatens.
I know.
All the time. Hey, I'm moving back. I'm moving back to the.
He threatens to come back, but he don't come back.
Yeah.
What's up, Jamie?
Yeah, what's up with that? And come on. So I think that you need to get your computer together, get your, do all that stuff, and start writing some songs.
I never should have admitted to any of that, but I did. I'm good. It's good. I did.
Start writing some songs, get your new record out. And
exactly.
I want to, I want to play something that, so we've been an hour and 20 minutes.
I know, and I'm done with you.
Are you tired of me?
I was tired even before we got on. I love you, but I'm tired of you.
Do you see my
man?
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So I gotta say, this is really me. Nobody that was involved in that actually knew our history, right?
No, not at all.
So John I'm in LA. John Mader has moved to LA. Greg Scott has moved to LA. And both those guys know you. So I had a barbecue at my house last summer, and they're sitting there going, "Hey, let's get Fred Ross on. Hey, Jeff, come over here." Like, nah, fuck, I hate Fred. Don't say. They looked at me like, "What?" I go, "No, I want to talk to Fred." And
see, I gotta be coughing.
And then you sent me a text or something giving me shit like that was mean, and I actually felt bad for a minute.
For a minute, see?
For a minute.
For a minute. That would be the Jeff News that I know and love. For a minute.
I felt bad for a minute. Then I thought, no, I think Fred understands what I was doing. And now after I hear how Tony talks to you and Tony are love fest, but Tony talks to you.
Tony and I have a different kind of relationship, dude. Don't worry about that. And you don't want to be on that side of the fence. That's not
good. But anyway, that was, I was kind of, I was good. I'm on good, Fred. I can't help it. I can't help myself.
Well, dude, this has been really, really enjoyable, Jeff, and thank you for having me on this week, and thank you and Tom for last week for having me call in. My phone, I'm keeping it real. It's an Android, and it's at 15%, and there's nothing here to connect it. So we're going to have to get disconnected.
Yeah. So this one, I'm going to take us out with one of your songs off of your The Law of Fred Ross. The Law according to Fred Ross, featuring the Strokeland Superb. What is the Stroke?
You're messing this all up, brother.
I am. I can't help it. Oh, who is it featuring?
Well, whatever you want, Jeff. It's your sneaking show. Really?
Well, but I tried
to make all the decisions for you.
Remember I said I'm not really that good at this. I just get on the thing and start talking.
Well, I think you've done a fine job, my friend. What's the one? I'm trying to think of the one on there that you could play.
let go.
She's got her own dance.
What is it?
She's got her own dance.
Okay. Okay. I'll take us out with that. And thank you, Fred, for sharing an hour and a half of your life with me tonight. And thank you, Tony, for calling in, and Tom for calling in. You know, there's, for some reason, I don't think I'm ever going to have one of you guys on without all of you chiming in.
Never, because every time you have one of my homies on there, I'm chiming in just to stir up stuff. Okay.
I like it. Okay, so here is She Got Her Own Dance off of Fred's album, The Law According to Fred Ross. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, Jeff. I love you, boy.
She's the kind of girl who's got her own beat. Style when she moves, I get shaky when I watch her feet. Got her own flair, and she don't even care. Every eye that walks on by can't but stare. She ain't no wallflower sitting on the shelf. Got her going on with her own self. She got her own dance. Yes, she does.